You ever sit back and think about some of the rules your school had and wonder if the people who made them were just trolling us the whole time? Like, who actually sat down and decided, yeah, banning hats indoors is really gonna make kids succeed in life? Schools are out here enforcing the dumbest rules as if that's gonna keep us from failing our algebra tests. So today, we're roasting some of the most useless rules every school seems to have. Let's get into it. Back when I was in middle school, the craze that took over the nation by storm was the fidget spinner. You remember the whole fidget spinner craze, right? Well, my school and a lot of schools like mine decided they were too distracting and were causing problems and disruptions to learning, and so they were literally banned from school. My school cracked down on fidget spinners harder than they did phones, which is crazy because when I was in middle school, we had a mobile game renaissance. This is when all the games on the App Store were actually amazing. Now you have like Instagram Reel slop games, like those fucking stupid ads you see everywhere where you're like running and you swipe the character from side to side. Ugh. So everyone was already distracted by their phones, and the fidget spinners, when they came out, were really not even that distracting. Like, you know, people weren't focused on fidget spinners more than they were the lesson, especially more than they were the phone. And I don't mean to be that guy, but there was a legitimate case to be made that it was a nice fidget for the right kind of people, and I'm pretty sure that's why they were even made in the first place, was for, I think, people with autism or ADHD to be able to focus on something and not feel restless, right? The whole point of fidget spinners was to help people focus, but nope, apparently spinning a small piece of plastic in your hand is going to cause the downfall of the educational system. Meanwhile, the dude next to me is blasting TikToks on full volume, but sure, blame the fidget spinner. But the next rule is not only dumb, it's very harmful in a lot of cases, and I found this one to have existed for so long, and I'm actually shocked that it's still around in some schools, and it's asking permission to use the bathroom. Circumstantially, I can see a case where this rule has a fair amount of use, like if there's a scandal where kids are going to the bathroom and smoking or something like that. I get if you want to have something in place to stop that. And there's some other things that aren't as bad as literally having to ask to use the bathroom, like, you know, having to sign out on a sheet or hall passes, shit like that. But I mean, seriously, think about it, like raising your hand to ask a fully grown adult if you can go take a piss. It's really not okay. And some of these people would straight up deny you, like, hey, can I use the bathroom? No, just wait 5 minutes. We're almost done here. What, dude? Hello? I really shouldn't need permission to excrete waste from my butthole or pee from my bladder. It really should not be like that. One of the craziest parts of this is they can weaponize you having to use the bathroom when you get like a report card. Like if they write on the notes like, hey, this kid seems really distracted, and you're like, well, I haven't been distracted. They can be like, well, you've been out of class a lot. Well, I've been using the bathroom, bro. The worst fucking thing that would happen is if you asked a teacher if you could pee and lunch period just happened and they hit you with the, why didn't you go during lunch? Because I didn't have to go during lunch. Okay, this is a new thing. Like, do you know how time works? Like, you know, you can not be hungry and then you can be hungry. Oh, you're so hungry. Why didn't you eat earlier? Because I wasn't hungry earlier. Like, it's such an insane question. How do these people have jobs as teachers if you really ask a question like that? All right, next one that we got to get into is the no hats indoors rule. This is classic. This is almost as classic as the having to ask to use the bathroom rule. But seriously, what's the deal with this? Did the principal have a traumatic experience with a hat in their childhood or something? I don't understand this rule. I don't think hats have any correlation to distraction, to ability to focus, etc. They act like if you wear a hat indoors, you're suddenly a criminal mastermind who's plotting to overthrow the school. Sorry, Timmy, take off that snapback. It's way too much of a distraction. Like, come on. If a piece of fabric on my head is gonna derail the entire learning process, I think we've got bigger issues here. And the worst part, they always give you the same tired excuse. It's disrespectful. Bro, I'm not giving a speech at the UN. I'm trying to get through chem without falling asleep. Maybe if you let us wear hats, we'd actually stay awake for once. And situationally, you might actually have to wear a hat. Like, if it's freezing cold in the classroom and the AC is cranked up for some reason or the heat's broken, you gotta bundle up. All right, the next rule we got here is no guns. What? Oh, I'm sorry, no gum allowed. This rule is funny because of the way some teachers announce it. They get all serious and you think they're about to ban something major. We have a strict policy at this school. No gum allowed. Like, really? You just gave me a heart attack over some fucking juicy fruit? I thought we were about to have a serious discussion on safety, but no, it just turns out we're making sure nobody's chewing double bubble in the hallway. Like, chill out, Miss Jenkins. It's a stick of gum. It's not a loaded weapon. I mean, this one I'm gonna cut the school some slack slack. They've been dealing with the whole gum under the desks since fucking 10 BCE. Like, if you go into school now and there's desks and you do the hand underneath the desk test, you're gonna find some gum there. It's 1,000% guarantee. And even if it's not under the desk, it's gonna be on the floor, in the bathroom. Like, it's just kind of a messy thing that is hard to dispose of properly. And you're kind of incentivized not to. Like, if you think about it, underneath the desk, there's all this gum. Who are you to not add to the collection, you know? I mean, no, I get this one, to be fair, but it's kind of annoying. I read some study. It's probably just misinformation. It's probably fake, but it's something about chewing gum stimulates like brain activity or something, which is, I don't know if it's true or not. I chew gum when I game sometimes, so I'm not throwing, but, you know, if there's a chance that that's a possibility, I guess, I don't know. I think it depends on the circumstance. Should it be allowed? Should it not? I'll let you guys answer in the comments. All right, next up, we got assigned seating in the cafeteria. Why are we out here assigning seats like it's jury duty? It's lunch, not a court hearing. I'm just trying to sit with my friends and complain about homework in peace. But no, now I've got to sit next to the kid who chews with his mouth open and talks about Minecraft for 30 minutes straight. I think it's tough because the only real chances you have to make friends throughout school, I'd say I should rephrase that. Like, the biggest opportunity to make friends is at the cafeteria, because at that point you're meeting with people who you don't have classes with, and so you make new friends. I don't know. I think assigned seating is crazy. It's counterproductive to making new friends and socializing. And the excuse they give is so bullshit. It helps us keep order, or like, you know, it helps us keep composure in the cafeteria. What order? Have you been to the cafeteria? It's pure chaos whether we have assigned seats or not. Maybe it's a little bit of a deterrent, but you're not doing anything. Like, actually, you might make the problem worse in some case, because the kids who want to see each other, they're now just gonna, you know, meet in the bathroom, which, you know, I don't think good things happen in the bathroom. Let me just put it like that. They treat it like it's fucking prison. It's supposed to be the one place where we can chill and actually enjoy our lunch. Now, my school had this insane rule where you weren't allowed to listen to music during lunch. You could use your phone, you could play games, but no music. The reason why kind of makes sense, but it's frustrating that oftentimes schools make rules based on like one bad apple or because one instance of a bad thing takes place. So what happened in my school was there'd be these kids who would blast Rucka Rucka Ali parodies at lunch, like those super offensive songs that are parodies of pop music. And so these kids would play them super loud, and the lunch aides, the people who just kind of monitor lunch to make sure no one's throwing food around, overheard this song and basically made it a rule that you can't listen to music at all. Although this rule stopped that problem, if you can even call it a problem, I thought those songs were funny. The only people who were truly hurt by it were like the kids who sat alone and would listen to music while they do art stuff and they doodle. So these loners are now just like alone drawing with the audio of screaming middle schoolers instead of music. Like, I don't know. Seems like you're not gonna have a happy person with that kind of combo. And so there you have it. Those are the most useless rules every school has that serve absolutely no purpose except to make life more difficult. You think schools would focus on more, you know, teaching us useful stuff like how to file taxes or fix a tire instead of just making up rules for the fuck of it. But yeah, if I missed some, let me know down in the comments. I might make a part 2 if this one does well. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.